holidays, huh, comedians? Today is the day of festive seasoning. The rights and wrongs of the world. The knows it's and what's its galore.
Well, today we're going to do something special. We are going to defend something that people seem to dislike for reasons unknown to us. We're going to. This is going to be called In Defense of. It's going to be in defense of the 2018 version of the Grinch with Benjamin Cumberbatch and Keenan Thompson.
Yeah, it was. I see a lot of people like hating on it for some reason. There are some points of view I kind of see, but then but the full-on story, I'm kind of like looking at it like fully. It's not as bad as like people push it out to be.
I will admit that there is a certain charm about the original, and I do love the original. But I don't think that necessarily makes the 2018 version bad. So this is where we started this idea.
Now, before we get into the actual defense of, let's get into the defense of it. So let's actually like bring in like what is actually what we think is like not good or what we consider like bad.
Well, I will admit that the Who's are a little like much, but it wasn't to the point of they weren't like cruel or like in the Jim Carrey version, which I actually like too. But, I will admit that the song is a little bit grating.
Yeah, I will say like it doesn't really match the same theme as like the live action Grinch or the regular Grinch.
Yeah, the little kids in the background seem to throw you out of the story, and as much as I think Pharrell Williams was a great choice to be the narrator. Yeah, for him to do the song, it was a little much. I think they could have chose a better to divide it and to give it a bit more classic feel to the song. And now,
Yeah, here's what I think is a little bit off on the movie for me personally. I believe Cindy's story was a little too long. I feel like Cindy got the complete spotlight instead of the Grinch for a lot of it, and I'm like, where's the story or where's what they're actually trying to do? And I feel like there's a lot of that side. It's like stretching too long to it's like, where's the Grinch? Where's the Grinch? Because honestly, a lot of the movie with the Grinch in it, super entertaining, super like heartfelt, and it's basically the classic story. It's just Cindy you see a lot more of, and it's like kind of like you want to see the Grinch again.
okay, and now we're
gonna go into the good.
Yeah. What I liked about it is that while I did like the Jim Carrey version, the Who's were kind of just me in that version. Where in this one, they're not intentionally mean. Everything is based around his perception of them. You gotta like a movie with Angela Lansbury. She was a great voice talent. I mean, she did the voice of Mrs. Potts, and I don't think there's going to be many people like her in animation or in movies in general. And another thing I liked how I think it was the best version of Max. tend to be drawn to the dogs in the stories, and this was definitely his movie to shine in. And I do, even though he's right that they did give Cindy Lou a bit more, I don't necessarily think that it was her worst showing, because it was like at least she had some level of character build.
Okay, so what I think is good about the movie, the family part of it, the whole story of it, so good. Like, the Grinch, first of all, doesn't feel like as grotesque, but he doesn't, like, he still has a heart from the beginning. He knows he still has a heart. He's not like, oh, I'm gonna stomp on the Who's because I hate the Who's. No, he just stops the Who's for the sake of they are annoying him. He doesn't just immediately hate the Who's for being the Who's. They are just being jolly, but he is just annoyed from the fact that he can't do anything about the fact that Christmas is there. And Max, super heartfelt. He just cuddles up right next to the Grinch, and you just see the Grinch's heart show through and through. Even though there are times that, like, you can see his heart there, even though his heart hasn't grown like 3 times sizes yet. But you can see his heart still in it for Max, like no other else. He's full out family without like the full out Who's yet. When he shows up to be the hero of the Who's at the end of the story, he actually like gets what he wanted when he was a child, which was a family to eat Thanksgiving, well, the Christmas dinner with. And yeah, I feel like that was most of the Grinch for me.
I'll say another thing I like about it. There's an element of effort in it. Unfortunately, a lot of the Dr. Seuss projects have not carried a lot of the effort that this one had. This one had a lot of, that you could tell, care and love into it. Where, unfortunately, it hasn't reflected in a lot of Dr. Seuss's properties in the last couple of years. And I truly believe that this is a good starting point for the movies he made and the books he did. And yeah, so.
And that's what we think about the Grinch.
Okay, well, again, as we said, happy holidays. Have a safe and happy one, whatever you celebrate.
And we all hope you take care.